and welcome to a scenario where today we're going to be looking at a scenario where France makes an empire. Let's get into it. So, France is going to be making an empire. Yeah, France is going to be in red. And, we're obviously going to ignore alliances like NATO, because that would ruin the entire thing. If that did happen, if NATO was here, the empire will probably go something like this. And yep, that doesn't exist. So let's get into it without NATO. The first country France is going to attack is Belgium. They kind of want to take this to get like bigger fronts against the Netherlands and Germany, and maybe help stage a ground against Luxembourg. Even though a small town in France probably has more people in it than the entire Luxembourgian army. Okay. So France is going to start their invasions of Belgium in the southern areas where French is mostly spoken. And then they go around the coastlines and take this area. They go down this river and eventually, let's look at it. They get fully annexed, and let's look at a peace treaty. Why did I say fully annexed? Okay. But now they're going to go after Luxembourg. Okay. And, full annexation. Next, France is going to go after the Netherlands. And the French are going to start their invasions in the southern areas and going after Amsterdam. I'm not really sure where that is, though. But then another country is going to join this war. Germany is going to join this war. Okay. So the Germans will also invade into the Netherlands. And, the Netherlands, with the might of both the French and the Germans, will fall pretty quickly. Let's look at the peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. Germany will get this northern part of France, and northern part of the Netherlands, and the French will get the rest. So currently, France has been kind of expansionist so far. And some countries don't really like that. And some countries are going to form a coalition against France. Let's see what countries join that. Okay, so Spain, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Italy, and Turkey will kind of make a coalition against France. But that won't stop France from attacking Ireland. As French troops from Brittany will continue to go through here, they eventually land here, and they start the invasion of Ireland. The Irish didn't really expect this, so the French will push in very much. Until they don't, because towards the northern areas, the French are getting pushed back a little bit, but in the south, they're getting kind of close to Dublin. But then another country joined this war, and their name is the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom joins the war against Ireland. And when the British troops go into Ireland and take this, the Irish will start getting pushed back all the way, and eventually the Irish will surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. So this is the peace treaty. The British get the northern half and the French get the southern half. Okay. But now the Portuguese will decide to join the coalition. But now the French want to go after Denmark. If I can color it in. Yeah, Denmark. The French are going to use the Netherlands to go through here and land in Denmark, this major island here. And eventually they will take this area pretty quickly with their fleets. But the Danish have a naval sort of thing blocking this island until they take that. But then a bunch of the Danish navy is here. But then the Germans will make a naval blockade over here. So the French, instead of going right through here from the Netherlands to Denmark, they have to go all the way around to the North Sea, around Britain. That's a long distance. So because of this, the Danish, with slow French reactions, are going to push back until the French reinforcements arrive, and they destroy this. So let's look at the kind of obvious peace treaty. Now they have full annexation. Okay. And as for you, Greenland, America took you. Okay. But now, the French are going to declare war on a big country. Because they've kind of gone after all the small ones, except you, Switzerland. You're kind of mountains, so you're not getting invaded. So, who do you want to go after? Let's see. A historical rival of Germany. So, French troops will start by invading into Germany through Belgium areas, and will quickly try and capture and make a small spearhead towards the capital of Germany using their inner Napoleon. And the Germans will also get pushed back up towards the Netherlands. But in Denmark isn't really as defended because that naval blockade still exists, and Denmark quickly falls. Maybe not quickly, but they fall eventually. Oh, you're not here. So now, in Germany is going to have that spearhead going towards Berlin with France's inner Napoleon, and they get kind of close until something else happens. Nope, not a rebellion, just wrong color. This thing here gets encircled by the Germans, and the Germans will eventually, go through here, and they get really close as all the French are pushed back to here. But then another event happens that may change the tide of this war. Bavaria rebels away from Germany. These guys want to kind of join with France, but they don't want to fight against them, so maybe they already are fighting. But the southern half, because of this rebellion, is going to fall. But now, the French will make a pretty big blockade, maybe like a pretty big push to Denmark, and they eventually reach it and encircle this sort of area. And eventually, they will reach up to Denmark and recapture, Denmark. These troops here will get fully eradicated, or sort of, they're gone. And then the French will use their troops to go around, and eventually, bam, their capital is taken, and Germany is forced to surrender to France. Let's look at the peace treaty of this war. So this is the peace treaty of Germany. France will take pretty much the entire western half of the country. Bavaria becomes an ally of France, and the remainder of Germany becomes a German puppet state. And if we look up here to Britain, okay. But now, and also Norway is going to ally with the French. But then the Swedish are going to join this coalition, the French coalition, to stop this big French expansion. And some other countries over here will join it. So, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Slovenia, and Croatia will all join on this French coalition. But how about you, Switzerland? Okay, you are, if I can get the right color, being invaded. They would not fall this quickly in real life. Well, just for the sake of it. And, they get fully annexed. For simplicity's sakes. Yeah. And now, the French have really... they also want Iceland. If I can get that. Yeah. So the French will go up and invade Iceland with Ireland and a bunch of stuff over here. As they will invade, taking the western half pretty quickly, and they will eventually take all of this, which will lead to full annexation by the French. So now, France can't really go anywhere. You don't want to go after America and Greenland. You don't want to go after Canada. You don't want to... Oh, I forgot you, Mr. Islands. I will color you now. You don't want to go after pretty much anybody whose color is blue. Oh yeah, South America. I don't think you'd want to go there because that may be too far away. The Caribbean maybe? No. So yeah, France is kind of blockaded by this alliance. But one day, on a hot summer day in July, the German puppet state invades into Poland, and they will quickly take the western half within a month or two, which will cause the entirety of the French coalition to declare war on France and their allies. So quickly, Germany will continue to invade and taking the western half of Poland and starting an invasion into Czechia. But Bavaria here, at least, is that Bavaria? Yeah, pretty sure that's Bavaria. Will not really be doing so well against Czechia and Austria, as they get very close to falling. Sweden, I don't know what you were thinking about joining this alliance, but yeah, Sweden will maybe not quickly fall, but just for the simplicity thing of this video, it's been 12 minutes. The invasions will go pretty quick into Sweden. Swedish militaries won't really have enough time to react to all this, and eventually Stockholm is taken. At least I think it's somewhere around there. And yeah, Sweden's gone already. But if we go back to over here, the Bavarians continue to be decimated by the Austrians. Guessing the Austrians want Bavaria. If we go down to France, back to France and Spain, Catalonia is going to be taken by the French, and around the Alps, the French will start to take this territory. But the Italians here will push in a tiny bit into France in this sort of front here, which will make the front lines look something like this. On Corsica here, yep, that's Italian now. And the German puppet state is going to continue to invade into Poland. A lot of the German puppet state militaries, are focused on Poland, and eventually they will force Poland to surrender. And they will try to get Czechia to surrender, and eventually they get pretty much take over all of Czechia. But then French troops arrive over in Austria, and yeah, this thing is taken. But no worry, the French is here as they continue to invade into previously Bavarian territory. And yeah. Slovakia though is holding out and actually pushing a tiny bit into Germany and trying to make a small spearhead towards maybe the Baltic Sea. Who knows? Oh wait, I know. But then 2 more countries are going to join this war on the side of the blue team. Actually 3. Okay. Lithuania, Belarus, and Ukraine will all join the coalition against the French. So because of this, okay. Yeah, the German puppet state is getting pushed back, and they get pushed back very far out of Poland. Their eastern half of Poland is completely taken. Over down in Catalonia, these people here, the Portuguese were to betray this alliance and invade Spain. Morocco, no, and North Africa will also decide to leave this alliance, not really seeing much of a point in it. As I don't want to be involved in this big war in Europe. So, yeah, the Spanish are being invaded from two sides, but then rebellions in the southeastern part of Spain will take place and take over sort of this area here. Oh, and these islands are green. And Spain will continue to fall and fall and fall. The Portuguese will also continue to invade, and eventually the Portuguese take Madrid. And yeah, the Spanish are forced to surrender. But then Turkey leaves the war. Oh, and okay. Nope, what color can I use? How about purple? Yeah. So Russia just declared war on the blue team in order to maybe possibly get some of the old lands back. But yeah, Russia, they will do a full-scale invasion of Ukraine with their armies, and with Ukraine having to send troops all the way over to France to fight off Poland, Russia is going to continue taking their land. But over in Kaliningrad, I did think that was expected. And Ukraine is kind of falling pretty quickly because, and eventually, the Germans, the German puppet state, will continue to push back over here, taking back pretty much all their territory and finally holding out Slovakia. And eventually, these guys are cut off, and these guys are forced to surrender. So now, okay, the Germans will continue to invade, and they will invade into Hungary and Croatia. And the French will also continue to go through here, down into here, and with Bavaria as well. The Italians are pushed back, and the Italians will continue to get invaded through the northern half. And Corsica's retaken. Also some rebellions in Sardinia and Sicily would take place. And both the French and the Italian rebels will continue to push in before eventually the Italians are forced to surrender, or they kind of fall. And okay, let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So, Spain got divided. Portugal left the French team, and so did Norway. Russia got a lot of their former lands, and this is the remainder of Poland, and it is a Russian puppet state. Now we have a Bavarian Empire, and Slovakia, Hungary is a puppet of that, and the German puppet state became big, like Prussia. So that is actually going to do it for today's video. So I hope you enjoyed today's Empire video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video today. See you in the next video, and bye.